Welcome to my first ever LinkedIn Live, man. It's your man Terrell Crowder here, wanting to give a little bit of professional advice. This one comes from my Toastmaster series, one of the part of my program where I must speak in a professional manner, giving speeches and kind of just giving wisdoms and things that we've learned across the life. So I'll be doing this in a series of 10 to 12 or 15 events. Today is my first edition, so let's go ahead and talk about it. Today's topic today, y'all, will be titled Beauty in the Struggle. Beauty in the struggle is my topic, man. So let's go ahead and break it down what I mean by that. You must learn, number one, to celebrate your scars, ladies and gentlemen. Celebrate your scars meaning celebrate the good and the bad moments of your professional career. Celebrate when you got written up. Celebrate when you didn't meet that budget. Celebrate when you did not hit that opportunity thing that you were supposed to meet. The reason why you must celebrate your scars is, number one, you have a journey that we'll talk about what you overcame and what you had to do. Nobody is inspired by the person that's had everything easy. Nobody's inspired by the he or she who has been given everything. People are truly inspired by individuals who've had to overcome something that can show the progress it took to get there. So when you're celebrating your scars, what you had to get through in your moment, that is what truly sets you apart and make you unique. I'm gonna use myself as the greatest example. I come from a blue collar family. None of my parents have had any college or any higher end education or really advanced skills. I'm a small town, blue factory type of family, right? One thing that I was always nervous about talking about openly was how I kind of grew up. I wouldn't say I was ashamed of it, but I could definitely remember when I began to get my own life and going to college and different things. I never had my own room. And that's one thing that really catches people off guard. But I never literally had my own space because I have five brothers and we just shared everything. So all my life, I grew up dealing with multiple personalities, having to live, having to negotiate, having to talk with other personalities. And at one point in my life, I was kind of nervous to talk about it because all my friends had different stories about how their upbringing was extremely different. But now, going through that life journey and seeing that I'm a professional, working professional like we all are, I can see why that was such a beautiful scar in my life. Number one, I had to learn how to deal with people. Do you not realize that what bigger benefit if you know how to negotiate with different personalities, different tone, different beliefs, sexual orientation, religion, whatever their beliefs are? Can you find a mutual ground? Can you communicate when you're frustrated, when you're uncomfortable, when you don't feel like it, even when you're tired? That is such a skill that I have that most people ask me all the time, how do you naturally have that ability to reconnect? And I can simply say it was just how I grew up. Now, it was a scar at one point because I felt like I never got those type of skills or time to have things on my own. But the one thing I look back at now, that scar makes you who you are. Now, that is something very personal to me that I was ashamed to talk about, right? But professionally, I thrive because of it. Sales, marketing, anything dealing with people relations, I do above average at. And that is simply based off my small town, living with my brother's upbringing. Now, it's kind of crazy when I look back at it because I never would have thought in a million years that would be something that I celebrate and I cherish so much. But literally, I cherish it because that is what makes Terrell Crowder who he is. If anybody asks me what is a natural skill set, I will have to credit everything to how I grew up and how I lived in that small town my whole life. Literally, it's everything. The number two most positive thing you must understand in your beauty in the struggle journey is to be vulnerable. What I mean by being vulnerable is to be honest about what you can and cannot do. Be honest about your professional expectations and life expectations. No matter what you're dealing with, people, parents, clients, whatever, prospective job prospects, vulnerability, authenticity always wins. I know it sounds cliche, right? Like, people want you to be authentic, but it's true. People want to see how you are on a daily basis. They want to see, are you a constant person? Are you a person that gets frustrated and tends to lose momentum? Are you a type of individual that's self-motivated, enthused, happy to be where you are. It may seem like such a small and minute detail, but it literally separates us so much. That little thing about, is that person vulnerable at all moments, at certain moments in a time, vulnerable with their professionalism, vulnerable with their clients, vulnerable with their staff, vulnerable with what they can and cannot do. It changes and scopes the landfill. And I want to let everybody know that is the beautiful part about your journey, and a beautiful part about your struggle, and a beautiful part about how you see yourself grow over time. Professionally, I don't want to go into the cookie cutter advice, get your resume tight, get all of that straight. I do believe that has an important effect, but I do believe that person-to-person skill set is really what matters the most. Because when you stand in the room with somebody, do you highlight the room, or you just blow away, nobody remembers you? Do you perfect your story and your understanding? Does nobody ever remember you came by and had an effect? When you come in and make your presence known, is it felt? Do I feel it? Do people gravitate towards you? Those are the skill set that you cannot learn in the classroom, in a college setting, anything like that. That starts with you just living life, trying things, joining organizations, volunteering, getting out there and doing everything to work on you the most. Because once you perfect your skill set as a person, professionally, everything else will come along. I'm telling you, as a blueprint, I would love everyone to use myself as a journey. I'm not the best, right? Because I was never the smartest, anything like that. But along my journey, I didn't have any steps or tools to it. I didn't. And if you don't have the steps or tools to it, I don't want you to feel like you're at a disadvantage. You're at advantage because you have a blank canvas and you can mold yourself and develop yourself any way you can. Step 1, celebrate your scars. Don't be afraid to highlight where you come from, what you had to do to get here, what your family stories is. Is your mother a blue collar worker? Is your dad just a handyman like me? Don't be afraid to talk about that. If your father is not the high powered attorney or lawyer, embrace that. Number 2, be vulnerable at all times and all moments with your people, especially with your staff. It matters so much long term. And finally, I want to close it off is, use the period of self-reflection. I prefer to do it on Sunday, the 7th day of the week, because it's most of the time when I'm off. And I love to have that quiet time in the morning when I walk and think about it. But make sure you have time once a week to process things. You pick your day. Don't let me define it. Pick your day to process how things went. Because when you process, when you look back, when you think, when you have quiet time with yourself, that is your therapy. I know they always say pay for therapy, but you must also put yourself in therapy professionally diagnose where you are, where you could be, what could you do to make better, who do you need to call, who do you need to apologize to, what job needs to get done, what did you not follow up with the Pacific Week. Once you start to do that and you teach yourself and your mind where you should be, then you'll see that growth. You can pay for any book you want, you can pay for any workshop, any study. Everything starts with your journey and your personal story. So if you can use me as a perfect landscape, y'all, I'm not the best. I like to always put out there. But start from where you are now. All my young professionals, all my seasoned vets, make sure that you got to put the work in every single week. Remember, your story is unique to you and no one else. Perfect it, embrace it, discuss it, champion it, and make sure you highlight it so everyone else knows where you come from. It's your boy Terrell Crowder. Thank you for spending time with me. I want to give you a short video. I'm going to keep coming in hot with you. Less than 10 minutes is my goal. Professional wisdom by Professional Crowder, CEO Crowder, coming in strong. Enjoy your night, enjoy your evening, and make sure you learn something. All right, it's your boy checking out. Until next time, peace.